Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Things are happening and that is bringing forth reactions, and one of such persons is one of legal luminary, a silk and a senior advocate of Nigeria, one of the top team leads of Peter Obi and Labour Party in this PEPC Presidential Election Petition Tribunal or Court, where he's now opening up and telling Nigeria, saying we need to be very careful. There's a thin line between what we are saying and dictatorship, and he's beginning to open up on his fears and talking to his colleagues, to Nigerians, because all eyes are on the judiciary, and if they get it wrong, we're actually in a situation. But before we go into the newspaper to find out what is telling Nigerians, okay, as a whole, and his words generally, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the right subscribe button beside it. It's a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, according to Samuel Okuntukpe, Jibril Sani Okutipe is the senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN. In a settling series of words he said on his social media handle, the renowned legal expert expressed grave concerns about Nigeria's current state of affairs, warning that the country is sliding into the dangerous path toward dictatorship. Okutipe criticized the erosion of the rule of law in the practice, stating that while Nigeria claims to uphold the rule of law in theory, it operates as a despotism and totalitarian regime disguised under the veil of democracy. The recent confrontation between the Department of State Services (DSS) and the correctional officers, as observed by Okuntikpe, further supported his assertions of political vendettas being carried out by those in power without regard for the rule of law. He questioned the apparent unchecked power of the DSS and the disrespect shown towards the judiciary, which he believes has failed to assert its supremacy and protect its order from being flouted. Okutipe emphasized the crucial role of the legal profession in restoring law and order in Nigeria. He lamented that lawyers have in the past condoned too much evil, enabled executive lawlessness, and undermined the judiciary's credibility. He called upon the legal community to reflect on the future and take a stand against the prevailing destruction of democratic principles in the country. The legal expert's candid observation raised questions about the true nature of Nigerian democracy, prompting many to reflect on the current system effectiveness. Okutipe's outspoken views have sparked discussions among citizens and legal professionals alike as they contemplate the nation's trajectory and what it means for the future of democracy and the rule of law in Nigeria. Let me quote him word for word so that you don't miss the exact words he said. Nigeria is sliding into dictatorship. Rule of law no more in practice. While we operate rule of law in theory, we operate in practice despotism and totalitarian regime under the color of democracy. The show of shame today, some few hours ago really, between DSS and correctional officers supports my position. I have always said that those in power operate political vendetta and no rule of law. Why is DSS now all over the places? Is DSS above the law of the land? In a country where rule of law holds sway, the judiciary is respected and nobody is allowed to subvert judicial orders. I have always said that those in power operate political vendetta. But in Nigeria, the judiciary is held in contempt by those who ought to be in prison. The judiciary itself has refused to assert its supremacy. When it is treated with disrespect, it does nothing. When I read law, I was told you should report contempt of court to the court. Try and report to the court that its orders are being flouted. The judiciary will fold its hands. My God. Fold its hands and fold its arms in piteous state of helplessness. No sanctions, no consequences. King is law in Nigeria. The executive is lawless. Lawyers aid executive lawlessness. I'm wondering where we are going. In all of these practical destructions of democracy by political class, they still pretend to be Democrats. Let me ask, is Nigerian democracy indeed a democracy? I doubt. We are sliding into state of nature. The mighty is right in Nigeria. What kind of system do we operate? I still believe that only the legal profession can restore law and order in Nigeria. Time for the profession to think more of tomorrow is now. The legal profession has condoned too much evil in the past. That is why it is not being respected by those who should dread the judiciary. This is not only vocal, this is straight to the point. And in those days, I don't know how you grew up, but where I grew up from, when you hear, I will take you to court, whatever it is that caused the problem, you be hearing, blah, sir, please, sir, please, ma, I'm sorry. It has not gotten to that. It's just a very small issue. Because settle this thing out of court, please, sir. You cannot even take small play. Those who are versing before will just calm down, because the court, the judiciary will hit it on the head. Whoever is at fault will go to prison, will go to jail. If you can find a way around apologizing out of court, you can still at least move us as a free man. The dent of being an ex-convict is there. The fact that you may never occupy any position of leadership in your life is also very there. Politically also very there. So you have a lot to lose as a person if you ever get yourself dented. Find your way, one way or the other, into court, and they sentence you to prison, sentence you to jail. You're in trouble. Your name, your life as a whole has been dented. A lot of chances in life you will lose. So people avoid going to court, because that's where the justice will be served. But it's now, in our time, in our dispensation, you hear things like, if you don't like it, go to court. There is even the troublesome people, the troublemakers, the corrupt politicians that will tell you, go to court. Hey, if you have a problem, what is the problem? Go to court. They're encouraging you to go to court. And now, a senior advocate of Nigeria is shouting, this path where we are going, it will not help us. Where even the court is a place where people who ought to be in jail have found themselves in the executive arm. And now, they are now making the law to the point that some persons are above the law. The law is meant for the poor Nigerians. If you are elite, you have those in the corridor of power, you are above the law. In some of the comment section we read at some point, someone said something that they are taking I'm not supporting him in any form. They're taking the likes of Godwin and Emefiele, who happen to be the suspended CBN governor, to court over the fact that he had a DIN gun. We saw worse with Asari Dokubo. Asari Dokubo is raising a private army, totally unconstitutional. We've seen him severally carrying such arms. Nobody has told him, why are you carrying it? He's not a security personnel. He has no registered outfit, nothing whatsoever. And nobody has done far. Come on. Let's go wrap it up. Let's put in our comment section.